Have you ever locked eyes with a stranger and felt an instant, electric familiarity, like you've known them forever? What if some of the most powerful connections in your life weren't random at all, but part of something larger, something unseen? And have you ever wondered why certain people seem to enter your life not by chance, but as if they were sent to awaken something deep within you? If you've ever felt any of these things, you're not alone. In fact, renowned psychologist Carl Jung believes such encounters are no coincidence. They're part of a larger pattern, threads woven into the fabric of your psyche, often guiding you toward transformation. In today's video, we're diving deep into what truly happens when two souls align. We'll explore why these intense soul level connections are never random and how they unlock the most hidden truths about who we are and who we're meant to become. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to the Daily Stoic and join our Telegram community for exclusive early access to new content and transformative insights on personal and spiritual growth. Let's start here. When two people connect on this profound level, it can feel otherworldly. Some describe it as karmic, spiritual, or even cosmic. But here's the fascinating part. It's also deeply rooted in psychology. Transpersonal psychology, for instance, has shown that during moments of deep connection, people often report a sense of being emotionally or even psychically united. These aren't just passing feelings, they often arise in emotionally intense situations, shared trauma, raw vulnerability, or unexplained empathy. And in these moments, something clicks. It's as if a door opens, not to a place, but to a knowing. Some spiritual traditions call it soul recognition. Psychology calls it resonance. Either way, these moments don't just touch us, they change us. Why? Because they activate different regions of the brain, particularly those tied to intuition, emotional memory, and empathy. These connections bypass logic and speak directly to something deeper, our unconscious. Carl Jung saw this as no accident. He believed that when two individuals meet and connect at an unconscious level, it's not just chemistry, it's synchronicity. This is more than poetic language. In 1952, Jung, alongside physicist Wolfgang Pauli, introduced the concept of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that have no clear cause, yet feel deeply significant. These encounters often reflect shifts happening within us. Jung believed the unconscious isn't chaotic. Instead, it's structured, filled with archetypes, universal symbols like the hero, the shadow, the anima, or the wise old man. When someone's archetypes mirror our own, there's a sense of instant recognition. We feel drawn to them, not because we choose to, but because something deep inside us knows. Modern neuroscience backs this up. Research in interpersonal neurobiology reveals that we are wired for emotional connection through something called limbic mirroring. Our brains and nervous systems instinctively attune to subtle cues, tone, posture, gaze, and align emotionally with others who reflect our inner state. Sometimes your body knows before your mind does. But here's the twist. Not all of these connections feel comforting. Sometimes they shake us. They bring up old wounds, forgotten dreams, or parts of ourselves we've long buried. That's what makes them so powerful. They pierce through our surface and speak directly to our core. We often mistake intensity for destiny, but Jungian psychology offers a different view. Depth doesn't always mean permanence. Some people come into our lives not to stay, but to ignite us, to trigger transformation. They're not always meant to walk with us forever, but to awaken the journey toward our most authentic self. Jung called this the individuation process, the lifelong path of becoming whole. It involves confronting the ego, facing our shadow, and integrating the parts of ourselves we've rejected. So, what happens when someone triggers this awakening in us? What does it look like when a relationship becomes the mirror for our soul's growth? In the next part of this video, we'll explore how these connections shape our inner evolution and why, even when they hurt, they hold the potential to heal us at the deepest level. Stay with me. We're just getting started. These people might appear as lovers, close friends, or even as rivals or enemies. But one thing they all have in common: their presence sparks change. They stir something inside us, challenge us, push us, and break us open. And once their role in our life has been fulfilled, holding on to them out of fear, habit, or nostalgia can quietly hold us back. It's a truth that's not always easy to accept, but modern psychology backs it up. A 2018 study published in Personality and Social Psychology Review found that emotionally intense yet unstable relationships often act as pivotal moments in personal identity development. These kinds of relationships force us to reevaluate our values, our needs, and most importantly, who we really are. But here's the catch. Once that inner shift happens, the emotional intensity that once fueled the connection often fades. It's like a fire that burns brightly but not forever. And that's not a tragedy, it's transformation. Carl Jung reminded us that every relationship is, at its core, a mirror. It reflects who we are or who we're becoming. And when you grow, but the other person doesn't, the mirror cracks. The resonance begins to fade. What once felt magnetic now feels heavy, strained, even painful. But that's not a failure, it's feedback. It's your psyche's way of telling you the alignment has shifted. And when that happens, letting go isn't weakness, it's wisdom. You're not abandoning love, you're honoring its natural cycle. Take a breath. Letting go can be one of the most powerful acts of self respect. Before we go deeper, I hope you're finding this video valuable. If it's resonating with you, please share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. And if you'd like to support our work here at the Daily Stoic, you can leave a donation by clicking the thanks button right below this video. Your support truly helps us continue to bring you meaningful, soul-nourishing content. Now let's keep going. One of Jung's most profound insights was this: outer events reflect inner states. In other words, the kind of love we attract starts with the kind of energy we embody. If your unconscious is filled with unhealed wounds, shame, fear, feelings of unworthiness, those wounds will echo in your relationships, not because you're broken, not because you're cursed, but because your psyche is trying to bring those hidden parts into the light. And this is where the real work begins. This is what Jung called shadow work, the brave, often uncomfortable process of facing the parts of yourself you've rejected, denied, or buried. He defined the shadow as the person you would rather not be. But unless we integrate that shadow, we remain fragmented. When you stop running from your inner darkness, you stop unconsciously assigning it to others. You stop needing your relationships to carry your pain. And in doing so, you create space for something more real, more conscious, more sacred. In fact, research in positive psychology supports this view. Studies have shown that individuals with a strong, clear sense of self, what psychologists call self-concept clarity, tend to have healthier, more secure romantic relationships. They're less likely to chase validation or fall into cycles of codependency. In simple terms, when you know who you are, you stop needing others to define you. Love that comes from emptiness clings. Love that comes from wholeness offers. It gives freely, without fear. And something beautiful happens when your inner world finds harmony. You stop chasing. You start attracting. You're no longer begging to be chosen. You're aligned with what matches your energy. When two whole individuals meet, the bond that forms isn't based on need. It's rooted in mutual growth, respect, and elevation. This isn't a fantasy. It's emotional maturity. It's why so many people meet the right person the moment they stop looking. Not because they've given up on love, but because they've turned inward. The moment your energy aligns with your true desires, that life responds. As Jung famously said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever experienced a connection so powerful it felt like fate? Do you believe our relationships reflect our inner world, even the parts we can't yet see? Let me know in the comments below. Your story could help someone else recognize their own. If this message touched you, please share it. And make sure to subscribe to the Daily Stoic and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. Here, we explore the deeper layers of the psyche, the emotional patterns that shape our lives, and how to build more conscious, soul-aligned relationships. In the next part, we'll explore how to recognize these energetic soul connections in real time, what signs to look for, how to tell if it's resonance or projection, and why timing matters more than we think. You won't want to miss it. See you there.